Folks, I definitely don't talk enough about my dogs on this channel. And it's even called after their breed, so it's time to talk about Greyhounds. I have done in the past another video. I've drawn Felicia, my girl. For this video today, I drew my boy, Jessie. He's the logo of the channel, so you might recognize his face. And I wanted to take this opportunity not just to boast with my pets and celebrate them, but also make you aware of the issues around greyhounds and greyhound racing in some countries where they are not treated very well, and about organizations like Paws Ireland, where we got our girl from, that are really helping them. But they also need our help. So we are regularly donating, but even if my platform here is not the biggest one out there, it's still a platform and I want to use it to make you aware of them and the good work they are doing. So if you can donate, great, fantastic. If not, spread the word about them. I will put the link for donations down in the description, share that link or share this video, give it thumbs up, comment on it so that YouTube shares it perhaps to a wider audience and there will be more awareness and more donations because the animals need it. But let's start with a picture. This is Jessie. He is my first dog since childhood and as you can see, he is pretty much perfect. He is an ex-racer and we got him from an organization called Greyhound Forever. They are pretty amazing. They are in Germany, so if you are by chance in Germany and you are considering adopting a greyhound, they are perfect for that. They really look into getting you an animal basically that fits to your lifestyle so that the animal and you are both happy. And we definitely are with Jessie. So as we were not that experienced with dogs, we were fortunate, and Jessie himself was very fortunate that he was for a couple of weeks first in a very loving foster family, which actually taught him a lot already. So it was a very easy transition for us. Then we knew that he could live with other dogs very well, with cats even, which is not necessarily a given for a greyhound, so that was really great. Besides that, he is obviously an ex-racer from Ireland. We do not know that much about his past, so we had to always discover a little bit what he was like, what he liked. There was nobody to really talk about that, but that's fine. He is such a loving boy and such an easy boy. He had to open up, which is the case with all of them. He has to understand that he has a home now and that he can live how he also wants it and react and play. But it's so great to see every week how they really grow and how they get more comfortable. So that's a really nice thing to witness. About Felicia's past we know a little bit more, but it's not necessarily good. She did not even made it to an actual racetrack or something. She got hurt. However, we are not sure if during training or anything else. Also not 100% clear about that, but up to 24 hours she had to wait to really get any medical help for her leg from a rescue organization because the owner at that point in time, he didn't really care anymore about her. She was really lucky that she ended up with Paws. Paws is around since 1997 and that is quite a feat actually because the financing of such organizations is really difficult in Ireland and in many places around the world actually. They're not only taking care of greyhounds but every dog that they can. And the number of dogs that they can help is of course directly correlated to the amount of funding that they have. But while it might be pretty obvious why a dog living on the streets needs help, let me explain why that is also very true for the greyhound in Ireland. Greyhound racing itself might look like fun, and the greyhounds definitely love the running part. Don't make no mistake there. But greyhound racing, it's an industry, and the dog is the product. The BBC already reported this 2012. Thousands of greyhounds are vanishing each year. They call it vanishing. If an adult racer doesn't perform anymore, the industry doesn't need them. And they need to be replaced, so they breed more. But from one litter of puppies, not all of them are useful. So you sadly can imagine what happens to the rest of them. And if you now say, Kai 2012, that was quite some time ago, I'm sure it has become better. I have to say sadly no. If anything, it perhaps has become even worse. A documentary in 2019 has been talking about 6,000 greyhounds killed each year. In 2021, directly on and next to the racetrack, 154 dogs died, just from the racing alone. I'm really sorry that I'm making you so sad in this video, but I think it's really important to not close your eyes if something like this happens. And I honestly have not told you even half of it. I haven't told you about how they dispose of the dogs, and there are so many just cruel and terrible stories that I'm not even telling you. But I hope it still comes across how important this topic is and how important our help for these organizations is, because they are so vital for so many dogs. So if you can adopt a dog, you want to, and you can take care of it, then that's a great, wonderful thing. If you can foster, that's amazing, because every dog in a foster family already learns and gets a chance to be prepared for a new life. And some greyhounds really need that. We would honestly do that if I was not afraid that I could never part from the animal anymore. And if you can, donate to an organization like Paws. I will leave information on how to donate to Paws down in the description of this video. If you can't donate, that's completely understandable. Not everybody can, but if you can spread the word about Paws or other organizations, that would also be an extreme help. Because without an organization like Paws, we would not have Felicia or Jessie in our life. And I don't even want to think about that. I'm actually very glad that I finally managed to also draw Jessie, because I had a little bit of a bad conscience because I was drawing Felicia but not him, although he is also the channel logo, which kind of balances it out a little bit, I think, so it should be fine. Also, I'm very happy that I am starting to draw more fur. I am still not the biggest fan of it, especially when it's not just hair, but fur. But I get to a point where I am pretty happy with the outcome. Which is a big step for me, because for the longest time, if you've watched also my older videos, for the longest time I was always complaining when I was drawing hair. And I think I'm reaching a point where it is fine. With Jessie and his lighter coat of fur, perhaps white paper actually would have been easier. Because obviously you have to, if you want to show hair, you have to draw something. And his color made it a little bit difficult in some areas to really convey the feeling of fur when I had to select a shade that was quite near to the gray of the paper. I'm not sure if I'm describing this clearly and understandable, but I hope you understand what I mean. With Felicia, with the darker fur, it was a little bit easier because I could go most of the parts of her face. I could just go darker and draw the hair in different shades. Here I had to very much mix it with the exact gray of the paper, which was not always easy, which gives it a little bit less of weight, if you know what I mean, in the end result. But I'm still quite happy with it, and I'm also still quite happy that I used the gray paper, especially I think actually around the eyes, with the very intense contrast you have in the eye area with the points of light and the black outline of the eye. That always really pops on the gray paper. So all in all, I'm happy with the choice I did, I think. But all in all, that's about everything I can tell you about this picture. If you have any questions, ask me down in the comments. As always, leave a comment. Give me that like if you enjoyed the video, especially today. It will make the algorithm of YouTube consider to publish this video in more recommendations, which would in this case actually probably and hopefully mean more donations for a good cause, for Paws. So I would be very thankful if you help me out that way. Subscribe if you want to see future videos. And yeah, that's all. As most of the times with my pictures, I am flip-flopping back and forth between liking it and hating it. So, but I think in general, I'm happy with it. I'm happy that I've drawn both now, Felicia and Jessie. Perhaps we will even hang those pictures up somewhere. We'll see. Again, if you can, please consider donating for Paws Ireland or another local Greyhound rescue organization that you perhaps know of. They all need help. But that's all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching. Have the greatest of days. I hope I'll see you soon, and goodbye.